is Jari, who you may remember was on the stage a number of years ago. He was, back in the day, Jari was the chief innovation dude at Nokia. How'd that go for you? No,
that was great. Those were the times. If you're a sponsor in the audience, I can wholeheartedly vouch for Miles, and he knows to definitely organize these events. So
thank you.
It was a pleasure working with him.
Right on. So you built a new app, and it's called Pedicine.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
So okay, thank you. So thank you. My name is Jari. I'm here to talk about my application. It's a medical notebook for the iPhone, and basically I worked at Nokia for 13 years in security and mobility, and was researching where to go next, and found out that there's a pretty open market for healthcare specifically. Met a lot of people, attended events, and I realized that there's no really leader in the space for mobile health. If you think about a specific company, there's not really one company that will come to mind that will be leading in this space. So, and also it was a good bridge from security to start thinking about health solutions. And I researched a lot of problems in this space, and came to a couple of conclusions that access to information, specifically in the United States with employer-sponsored healthcare, is a big problem. It leads to data silos and very difficult ways of accessing information. And I started solving and handcrafting problems and solutions around this area. I interviewed 100 families in the Bay Area early last year, and the key takeaways from these conversations, more or less, that people don't really have a solution where they could manage their own health information, and then also that people really want something mobile that is not specifically related to the web, and they will be actually willing to pay. So with these, I started to handcraft the minimum viable product last year with kind of four main requirements. That it supports several users, that the family have the conveniences of having information in one place rather than having several logins, and access to information in kind of inherently mobile first, not on a web service, and built-in security and privacy considerations, and very extreme, quick, easy ways of exporting data when you need to communicate with different insurance companies and medical institutions and school districts and so forth. So I came up with what I call Evernote for healthcare. It has two main functionalities: capturing information for the consumer and calculate then specific schedulings related to vaccinations and allergies and any kinds of conditions. You can view, search, and filter, and then you can export and create encrypted PDF document out of the data. I have some complementary features also, a couple of databases about vaccines, allergies, a capability to calculate a risk for a heart attack, and then a body mass index as well as capabilities to look for service providers that are nearby. If you're traveling and have your medical information with you, it comes in handy to communicate those with service providers. I'm currently planning to work with different hospitals or service providers to connect with desktop and tablet experience, and perhaps Android when resources do permit, to connect with current hospital records and information that people and consumers might already have, and a method of exporting these to the application going forward. And this is the team behind the application. I have a couple of PhDs, 2 lawyers and 2 developers, and experience from Nokia and Apple, and regulatory CDC, FDA type of experience in the team, and we're happy that we actually just have a launch party coming up this Friday here in San Francisco. So pretty new stuff. And let me show you how the actual app works. Okay. So we got a couple seconds. So I have here Abe, my test user with his iPhone. He's got a lot of stuff on his timeline, but basically you enter to the application, you see a timeline, and you have an add menu that you're able to add specific conditions, these be whether they are broken bones, headaches, migraines, pains, aches. You can add vaccinations, and the handy thing is that it calculates the vaccination schedule automatically. So let's say you have a polio shot today, it tells you when the next are due, and it shows you on the timeline when you should get the next shot. You can add pictures, items, any type of information to the timeline that is specific to your needs. I am trying to capture as much possible. Checkpoint and media, they offer pictures like whether they are the specific infections of the skin or an eye condition, and then the second part is that the ability to export the information. You can then tap in the information that you feel you want to share and get out of the application. You can then create a PDF, put a passcode. If you need the additional security, it creates the PDF pretty quickly. You can see that it looks good, and you can then click OK and send it off its way. And also on the timeline, if your doctor tells you to follow up or manage specific things, if let's say like you have backaches or things, you can then search the timeline and just export those things that you feel that are worth exporting. Then also, okay, I think I'm out of time. Maybe I could take a couple of questions. I'll just quickly show you that then the heart risk calculator tells you, according to the Framingham study, based on your cholesterol and different values, your risk for a heart attack. And I'm trying to further automate and answer the question with the application that how are you physically doing compared to the rest of the people in the same demographic age of the other population around you. And then you can also look up doctors nearby, get in touch with them, getting the data through from Yelp. So, any questions? Happy to answer. What do you think?
Hands up high. I'm back here with the microphone.
Hi. Is there a web application as well, or something, a website where we can put like our first data or something when we need to write a lot? Because it seems like we need to enter a lot of data, isn't it? So, yeah. Do you have a web platform as well, or do you?
No, it's just actually on the mobile only. So I thought about this for a long time, and I think mobile at first is if people would do Yelp or any type of a platform over, I don't think they perhaps would start from a web platform specifically. I think mobile device is something that is so inherently with you at all times, at any given times. It has a camera, it has a location, it has a lot of sensors. I think when things just happen, and for a notebook application, I just think this kind of a mobile application just makes a lot of sense to have with you, because you always have it with you, unlike a computer, which is more, I think, word processing and maybe more productive type of a longer items. But that being said, in my roadmap, I do have the desktop experience planned, and that's one big objective I'm planning to do this year, resources permitting.
I just wanted to know a bit more about your revenue model.
So yeah, it's a free app right now, and basically when I'm exploring and expanding into the desktop, then there might be some partnerships and specifically data related that might come into play. The only way actually this application I'm making money right now is if you add a user. I have this in-app purchase implemented that I would appreciate if you do try the application out. If you find it useful, you can then add your kids or your spouse or your friends or someone there to find it valuable. But I want to keep it free, so I think then people have the capability to try it out without any cost, and I think the monetization will come at a later stage. So I don't really think Evernote or other companies focus too much on the monetization on their journey. So it's more important to get the user experience and the UI right first.
Do you ever see full integration with the medical record, the patient-provider medical record information, and also how does this compare to CareZone?
So yeah, on the desktop experience, I'm actually working with a couple of hospital providers and figuring out different systems. And the problem in North America is that every hospital has a different IT system. So I am shortening the list, and I didn't hear the company that you mentioned. That how does this relate to? What was the name of the company?
CareZone.
CareZone. Yeah, I'm not familiar with CareZone, unfortunately.
15 seconds. Hands up high. Everybody. Both of you guys, find it out.
Have you thought of integrating with a service like ZocDoc?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to. I'm not sure if they have an API though. If they do, I'd love to. So if you know some guys there, I'm happy to talk to them.
Where is your data stored?
It's in the iCloud actually, so I wanted to create a very totally non-intrusive information. So it's your personal iCloud storage. So rather than having a third-party hosted, cloud, this is your information. Like I'm offering, it's a more tool and utility than that I would take a look at your data and start selling it some other place. But while I'm thinking about other platforms like Android and others, I have to figure out how I'm going to solve that problem. I missed that one.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. No, it has to do with my facial hair. Don't worry about serious. Alrighty, good stuff. I can't wait to see the next level and how you take this. This is awesome.
Thank you. Cool.
All right, thank you so much.
No worries.
Congratulations. Pedicine.